The Predators are the universe's greatest hunters. But how would they do trying to hunt down the monsters from a quiet place? These things are complete killers capable of surviving nuclear bombs. Do the Yautja have any chance of taking them down? And why is this fight much closer than it first appears? Let's get into it. The Death Angels are the unofficial name for the Quiet Place monster, but that's so much cooler than just calling them the Quiet Place monster. That's what they'll be going by here. They're extraterrestrial predators who crash landed and invaded Earth and quickly brought an end to all civilization. Within just a few months, they defeated the entire US military, destroyed the US government, and really brought an end to all the world's superpowers. The Death Angels come from a lightless planet, so they've spent their entire life in complete darkness and evolved the best hearing and senses that you'll ever see. They're basically just like Daredevil out there. Even the slightest noise from miles away, and they'll come running, completely intent on killing the prey. Let me tell you, they're incredibly powerful and incredibly dangerous. Death Angels can easily and routinely one-shot humans, can also easily knock around cars, really any metal that gets in their way. On top of that, you've also got to factor in they've killed most all the life on the planet. So that's including a lot of large animal predators, and of course the military too, taking down tanks and armored vehicles. They're seriously strong. They hear a sound, nothing is stopping them from getting to the source of that noise. It also doesn't hurt that they're stupid fast too. They can outrun speeding cars and easily kill people before most of them ever even had the chance to react. But really what makes the Death Angels so crazy in regards to versus stuff like this is just their durability. It's actually absolutely off the charts. Their armor is essentially impenetrable. They're able to shrug off basically everything that's sent their way. Even military-grade weapons fail to do anything against them. And there's even just the fact that their planet was destroyed, blew up in a massive explosion, and all these Death Angels survived the explosion, then traveled through space on a bunch of meteors. Then those meteors crashed into Earth, hitting with the force of a nuclear bomb. And not only did all the Death Angels survive it, but right after that, it's when they took on literally all of humanity and won. Their durability is just simply off the charts. It also doesn't hurt that just their very presence throws off pretty much all electronics and causes some serious electromagnetic interference. We've really only seen it on a small scale, flickering screens and light bulbs, but it seems like they're also able to trigger some large-scale power outages. Like they set off a magnetic pulse that crippled Wall Street. Of course, the Death Angels aren't entirely unbeatable. They do have a significant weakness with their super hearing. They can be thrown off of high-frequency sounds, and if that sound is loud enough, they'll actually expose the flesh underneath their armor. With that flesh exposed, well, they can be pretty easily dispatched by, it looks like, just about anything. It's a pretty significant weakness. Outside of that specific weakness, well, they're dang near unbeatable. And I know, it really makes no sense to say that their armor is durable enough to survive literally any weapon from mankind, yet their fleshy insides can be one-shot by a shotgun or even a microphone stand. But that's just the world that we're living in here. That's the world John Krasinski created. He's got the word of God here, and he says it, so it goes. But then there's the Predator, the universe's greatest hunter. And I guess the first thing we need to talk about is just exactly what kind of predator we're talking about here. I'm not necessarily talking about pred aliens or ultimate predators or anything like that, even though those variants are out there. No, I'm just talking about skill level and expertise here. predator culture centers all around the ritualistic hunting of other species. This is the foundation of their entire society. In fact, most of their entire life is devoted to the hunt. They'll even travel across huge galaxies or to face off against a worthy challenge. They go through an initiation process where they must kill a xenomorph in one-on-one combat. And after they're successfully able to do that, well, they can mark themselves as blooded and are now able to go out on solo hunts. However, being blooded is actually a really broad term. That means the predator's skill can vary here. Like the city hunter is a newly blooded predator off on his very first off-world hunt on Earth. It did not go well. The jungle hunter is another blooded predator, but he's been hunting for years. He's killed countless soldiers, took down elite guerrilla warfare units, and was only killed by Dutch after he had basically butchered all of Dutch's team. So I mean, yeah, skills can vary, which I guess makes the question, what can the average predator do? What can they handle? Well, there's Smiley, who slaughtered a good number of xenomorphs with complete ease and killed a queen with wrist blades. There's Ahab, an elder predator, who once went straight fisticuffs with an engineer, held his own for a little while, despite not being in his prime, and despite the fact that engineers can kill mountains of xenomorphs with their bare hands. There was a novel about a predator who went on an impressive killing spree, killing hundreds of armored men, and even tossed around a huge alligator. Lightstepper was still fairly young, yet managed to kill many xenomorphs and armed humans, all while missing one hand. He even killed a young pred alien. Deshanda was a renowned clan leader who, despite having broken ribs on top of all sorts of other injuries, killed xenomorphs rather easily, held his own for a little bit against a queen in close quarters. He's also successfully killed a queen before. He even killed a xenomorph with his bare hands, straight up tearing off her head. In the Hell and Hot Water comic, Predator killed giant squids, giant hagfish-looking creatures, and killed numerous armed divers. In the Hell Came a Walking comic, a Predator took a Civil War cannon to the face, was completely unfazed by the blast, despite it pretty much instantly vaporizing the man he was holding. In the Big Game comic, well, the Predator killed the biggest mountain lion this world has ever seen. It killed countless military soldiers, dodged a bazooka from close range. It took 3 chopper missiles in the face, was barely fazed by it. The dude was an absolute nut. In Predator Hunters 2, well, it had a Predator kill plenty of Special Forces soldiers. It had a huge trophy room in a cave, took an airstrike. So yeah, just another absolute unit. So, what does all this tell us? Well, just that while predators can vary, across the board, they are insanely powerful. Sure, sometimes they can lose to police detectives or a samurai guy, or even get beat up by a big old mother bear. But more often than not, well, they're the ones killing the big old bear. They're the ones plowing through elite soldiers, killing the deadliest prey, taking everyone else down. So, who's winning here? Well, I think it's pretty clear the Death Angels are some of the most powerful and dangerous prey that any predator is ever gonna face. Like seriously, somehow A Quiet Place created one of the most powerful alien invaders ever. Again, they are tough enough to survive explosions equivalent to a nuclear bomb, even straight up planetary destruction. Even with some of the Predator's most powerful weapons, even their plasma casters, well, I don't think they're gonna do much against the Death Angels when they're all armored up. The Death Angels are just that tough. And of course, that's neglecting the fact that a predator is in this for the thrill of the hunt. Just hanging back and firing plasma casters isn't usually their go-to tactic. They'll often straight up abandon that advantage and instead opt for a hand-to-hand fight or getting in their wrist blades because that's the more honorable hunt. And let me tell you, that's how this goes, especially if it's just your average predator. Well, the Death Angel is going to easily win. The predator has absolutely no way of injuring or damaging it up close. The Death Angel might be able to literally one-shot. Even if it's not one-shot, well, it would absolutely mess it up and easily win. But here's the thing, we can't just neglect the fact that the predator is kind of the universe's greatest hunter. It's not gonna just dive right in there and try and take on the Death Angel right away. That's how it gets killed. It's gonna hang back, observe, it's gonna hunt. And while it does this, the first thing that's gonna observe is that Death Angels operate completely on sound. I mean, the guys in A Quiet Place were beginning to find this out on day one. The predator is going to figure it out pretty quickly too. And from there, well, it's honestly not that far of a reach to think that if an alien with super sensitive hearing, that a high-pitched noise might irritate it, might drive it crazy. Don't think it'll take the predator that long to figure it out. Now, you'd really need an elite elder predator to do it. One of the young bloods would probably get killed pretty quick, but the elites are something else totally. In order to become an elite, you gotta be able to handle a xenomorph infestation by yourself and be capable of killing a xenomorph queen, even multiple xenomorph queens if you're real good. The best of the best elite predators have killed several dozen queens. Of course, counterpoint to that is that it might not just be any high frequency sound that affects the Death Angels. It's only shown to be affected by Reagan's cochlear implant, the one particular device that was created by her dad. That's the only thing that we've seen work, and it might be the only thing that works. The military has some pretty powerful sonic weapons too, and it's safe to say that they had the same thought as they saw the Death Angels operated off of hearing. The military was still completely destroyed. You're also asking for the predator to be completely perfect in the fight. Sure, they're already naturally quiet and very stealthy, but they can't make a single noise. Not even a bit. Else a swarm of Death Angels are coming, and the predator is dead. It literally has to be perfect. And then even if the predator figures out the Death Angel's weakness, it's such a devastating and crippling weakness that the predator might not consider them worthy prey anymore. The noise completely takes the monster out of commission. It's like one of those fox hunts where the foxes are just so drugged up they just lay there. That's not a real hunt. And because the predator is so about the hunt and a worthy hunt, it might not use that weakness even if they know about it. So, could a predator kill a Death Angel? Yeah, in the long term it definitely can. They'll learn and study the monster, understand what makes it tick. The Death Angels would just be added to the list of species that the Yautja hunt, just like the xenomorphs. But in the short term, when the predator doesn't know about the Death Angels, doesn't know how to hunt them, well, it's gonna get destroyed, just absolutely murked. Yet this fight is much closer than it first appeared, and the Death Angels are probably gonna take it. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.